Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard joining us now. Chris, how impressive were LeBron and the Lakers?
Well, I mean, look, they were terrific. There's no doubt about it. I told you guys my only regret about it, I said this during the break, was that it ruined a good night. I was looking forward all day to that game, had my popcorn ready, to quote T.O., and it was just over within maybe 47 seconds or something like that. And so other than that, the Lakers were great. I was impressed that they sustained the lead. They went up 15-0, obviously, and really never let it get below 20 for the most part, and even pushed it up into the 30s, the lead. That was impressive because we've seen teams, particularly the one that myself and Skip had picked to win the championship, the Clippers, jump out to these big leads and then lose them and then find themselves in a nail-biter. So that was impressive that the Lakers sustained that. Look, in today's day and age where the three-point shot is so prominent, comebacks are a dime a dozen. You see teams come back from 15, 20 down all the time. So that was impressive that the Lakers could sustain the lead. And I'm going to credit LeBron James for that. I can talk about his stat line, the 30 points, the 12 field goal attempts, 30 points. That's incredible. 4 for 5 from 3, the 10 dimes, all that, right?
What?
And LeBron is finding, and you guys know, I've been beating this drum. LeBron is finding that balance between being the aggressive scorer and yet being the playmaker and setting his teammates up. Some of that may be that Alex Caruso's on the ball a little bit more, and that puts LeBron off the ball. So whatever the case, he is doing a great job with that. But I'm going to look at his leadership in that he has maintained his belief in his teammates, and I think that has built their own confidence up to the point where two of the areas they were struggling in mightily, perimeter defense and perimeter shooting, one of them seems to be solved, and one of them has improved. Their perimeter defense, look, you guys know I picked them to win this series, and really that gave Portland very little chance. But I did think Dame and CJ would go off, even if the Blazers lost. And they have done a great job in their perimeter defense, the Lakers, staying in front of those guys, forcing them off the three-point line, and then when they get to the rim, they got to deal with the big guys and finish over them, which has been tough for them. So their defense seems fixed, and the three-point shooting still up and down, but at least they're shooting it much better than they were. Yesterday, they hit 17 threes, 44%. But for all of that, there still is a red flag, and it was at the foul line.
Yes.
Yesterday, right, 20 of 30, 67%. That is what they've shot in the bubble, and we know that's not an aberration. They were 28th in free throw shooting for the season. So that's a red flag that Lakers fans need to look at. And look, I don't know. It's got to be mental because these guys can shoot free throws. But I don't know if they can fix it in this small time. But it is something that could hurt them going forward.
Go ahead, Skip. I don't want to talk right now.
I want to hear more GOAT talk.
You want to hear him go?
I want some GOAT talk.
I mean,
come on, lay it on me.
How efficient must you be? You take 12 shots and get 30 points.
It's extraordinary.
I mean,
I've never seen anything like it before.
I mean, I knew it was over. When I saw the score 24-8, and then I looked up, it was 8 minutes and 24 seconds. I said, it's over. I said, Kobe's in the building. He grabbed him a seat and said, okay, guys, I'm watching this game. Now do what you do.
Wow.
It was over from that point on, Skip.
It is meant to be. It's destiny.
It was meant to be. It was, and I kept telling you, LeBron. I said, look, the guy, the first game is normally a feel-like game. If he can win that by feeling you out, so be it. But boy, you went back in that lab. He said, well, they doing this. They moved chess piece A over here. They moved that one over there. This is what my counter. And he ain't looked back. Now, he done dropped a 38, 12, and 8 on you, and then he came back on 12 field goal attempts. Now, Skip told me, I want him to drive the ball. Drive it, LeBron. Can't nobody stop you. He drive the ball. It's the Trailblazers, and they got the adequate, that's the appropriate name because all they do is trail. Come on, LeBron, let me show you.
That's a good line. Did you come up with that?
You did.
Oh, I did. Thank you.
Come on, LeBron, shoot the three. Let me see what kind of... He pulls up from Belgrade. I don't know if you ever heard of Belgrade, Florida, but it's down at the bottom. Cape Canaveral, he just launched a three. I'm not talking about the little corner
right in the
threes.
middle.
Yeah,
it's
way
swampland.
Yeah, way down there. And then blocking shots, playing defense. As you mentioned, he's the quarterback because you see him in pregame throwing them ball. He kind of reminds me of Patrick Mahomes. He'd probably be a quarterback if he's in the NFL right now, Skip. Yep, think about that too. But anyway, they're impressive. This was the Lakers team that I've been wanting to see. This was the best Lakers team that I've seen since they restarted. And I'm talking about all the seeding games and through the first 3 or 4 games. This was what they looked like before they got interrupted with the COVID. Because this is what they looked like against the Clippers. This is what they looked like against the Bucks. And that's
you mean against real teams?
And we did.
Oh, you just named 2 real teams.
Well, what did we do to the Clippers?
You did.
What did we do?
I just said real teams.
Okay, and Phoenix did it. And Phoenix did it to them too. And everybody, and Luka by himself with no Porzingis is doing it. But anyway, this is about the GOAT. He was the GOAT last night. He reclaimed his throne.
Oh, somewhere Michael Jordan is laughing like he did during the Last Dance documentary.
About Gary Payton.
Yep. Somebody on this show has to provide just an ounce of objectivity, and it's my turn. I'm going to try to provide just maybe a half ounce.
Oh, context? You gonna put things in
context? I put 0 stock in what I saw last night, except for the fact that I have never seen such front-running, chest-beating, credit-taking as I saw from LeBron and company last night against such a sorry opponent. I first guessed this. I told both of you before this series started, this is a mismatch. It's a joke. It's like they're about to ride a Disney World amusement park ride called the Trailblazers. They're way overrated because their superstar in overall impact on big playoff games is way overrated. Damian Lillard is overrated in overall impact on a game. They were a nice bubble story to end the regular season. They went on a Cinderella run. I will give you all the above. But all you needed to know was they barely survived a Brooklyn team. Karis LeVert had a last shot to eliminate them from the playoffs and missed it. A Brooklyn team that just got swept by Toronto by an average of 21 points a game. That's all you need to know. Discount the Trail Blazers, who trail every game. All you need to know is this should have been an easy sweep, as I predicted, but LeBron James, the GOAT, in Game 1, with 7 minutes to go, has the basketball in his hands with a 6-point lead. Home, James. Take us home. Finish them off. You could have eradicated the Trailblazers in Game 1. They would have just said no mas and waved their white flag.
Dame's not built like that.
Okay, well, I don't know. I can't tell, as you always tell me, because Dame now, in 3 playoff series in a row, has gotten, at the end of his last 3 years, obviously, has gotten swept by the Pelicans and swept by a no KD Golden State, in which he came up even smaller than he even is in the fourth quarters of those 4 straight games. And now he should have been swept by LeBron and company. They are the worst defensive team, not just in the bubble, but in the league. And they're
not the worst team in the league.
They are. I think they're the worst in the league. They're just pathetic. The Lakers got 80 in the first half last night, and they should have been getting 80 per half against this team. You know it, and I know it. They seem to guard nobody. And again, the Lakers were impressive against what? I think they feel better about themselves, and I will give you all of that. But you better not put any stock, any credibility in what just happened, because it should have been a sweep, and it feels like Portland should have been the 88th seed instead of just the 8th seed. So I'm actually embarrassed we're even talking about this. The playoffs start for the Lakers in the next round, probably, I think, against Houston, maybe against OKC, but either way, the playoffs will start.
Well, Skip, the difference was the reason why they hadn't been scored a bunch of points is that they couldn't make any shots, Chris.
Okay.
Am I correct? They couldn't buy a 3-point.
Yeah.
Remember one point they were 5 of 32. They were 2 of 30. Well, if you now all of a sudden they make 5 in the first quarter, and then they were what? They had this. What were they at the half? What were they? 11 to 19. Mm-hmm. Well, you're gonna get to 80. You 11 to 19 in the first half.
Congratulations.
Yes. Yeah. So it's amazing if a few shots go in what it looked like, because now you get LeBron coming downhill. I thought LeBron was on the 405 when COVID's first struck.
Really?
Wide open.
Nobody
I could go up and down. I let it do the centipede in 405, Chris. No cars out.
Really?
Going down that right side, Nurkic couldn't do anything with it.
I always tell you, nobody can keep him from the basket.
What about
when he freight trains? Nobody.
You told me Nurkic could.
No, not Nurkic.
Nurkic just got back. Nurkic said, "You're not finna put me back on IR for another year."
They definitely can't keep him from the foul line, but the foul line's a problem.
What about
LeBron
the three-point line?
He can shoot them.
Skip, you have to give their defense some credit, though. You got to give the Lakers defense some credit. I mean, like I said, I thought Portland would lose, but the way they've defended them on the perimeter is very good. Will you at least admit that? I saw Kuzma working on it defensively last night.
I saw Golden State do it to both of them last year. I saw the Pelicans do it in 4 straight games the year before in the playoffs. I'm sorry, both of you picked this in 6. So you thought that the Trailblazers were capable of winning 2 games, and I'm waiting for you. Are you going to predict Game 5?
No, it's over.
It's over?
It's over.
What happened to your prediction?
But I wouldn't be shocked. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if Portland comes out and wins Game 5.
Be.
And maybe
I would be
because
100 times shocked.
May take their foot off the gas.
No, LeBron ain't taking no foot off. LeBron ain't taking no foot off the gas. And see what y'all.
If Dame can play and he's healthy, I wouldn't be shocked.
Hey, Chris, but see what LeBron did? He set y'all up for failure. He went to the prop guy, got a little grape, put it in his beard, had him looking like an old man, and coming to America, got y'all food. Yeah, that's a wig on too.
He's not going to like that you brought that up.
What?
Because it was sprouting back.
No. That's what I keep telling you. That's props.
Oh, it's all
that's like coming to America when they're in the barbershop.
Yeah.
He got all that gray in there. That's what that is.
Oh, so they actually put the gray in his beard because he has no gray hair.